What if the real problem isn't just damaged cells, but the environment inside your body that allows them to survive? Because after 24 hours without food, your body doesn't just burn fat. It begins to change how your cells behave. And what happens next is one of the most powerful biological processes for cellular renewal. At first, your body relies on glucose. This is your primary and fastest source of energy. Every time you eat, your blood sugar rises, and your cells use that sugar to produce energy. But there's a catch. Some cells rely heavily on this sugar-dependent system. They use a fast but inefficient pathway, one that produces less energy and more waste. This metabolic pattern has been studied for decades. It shows how certain dysfunctional cells depend on glucose to survive. Now here's where fasting changes everything. After about 12 to 16 hours without food, your glycogen stores begin to run low. Insulin levels drop, and your body is forced to adapt. Instead of burning sugar, it switches to fat. This shift is not just about weight loss. It's a full metabolic transition. Fat begins to break down into fatty acids and ketones. And these ketones become a new, cleaner fuel source for your cells. Unlike glucose, ketones produce less oxidative stress, less cellular waste, and more efficient energy, but this is only the beginning. Because as glucose becomes scarce, your body activates something much deeper, a process that directly affects the inside of your cells. And once this shift happens, your cells don't just adapt. They start cleaning themselves. In the next chapter, we'll see how. Once your body transitions to ketones, it triggers a remarkable process called autophagy. In Greek, this means self-eating. Think of it as your body's internal recycling program. Your cells begin to identify damaged proteins and old organelles. These worn-out components are no longer efficient. They create cellular clutter and can even lead to inflammation. Special structures called lysosomes act like microscopic incinerators, breaking down this clutter into raw materials. The result? Your body gets a clean source of energy from its own waste, and your cells emerge younger and more resilient. This isn't just repair. It's a fundamental biological reset. It's how your body stays optimized from the inside out. In our next chapter, we'll explore how this renewal impacts your long-term health and your mitochondria. Stay tuned. The benefits of this metabolic shift extend far beyond just cleaning the cells. One of the most critical impacts is on your mitochondria. These are the power plants of your body. Over time, these organelles can become damaged and inefficient. Through a process called autophagy, your body identifies and removes these failing power plants before they cause harm. This allows your cells to build new, more robust mitochondria that produce energy more cleanly and efficiently. The result is a systemic boost in metabolic health, leading to improved focus, sustained vitality, and a more resilient body. It's about building a foundation for long-term health that is resilient to the stresses of modern life. In our final chapter, we'll discuss how to sustain this state and make it a permanent part of your journey. Stay tuned. We've traveled from the glucose paradox to the profound renewal of autophagy and mitochondrial health. The final step is sustainability. Metabolic mastery isn't a temporary fix. It's a way of living that respects your body's natural rhythms and cycles. By incorporating strategic periods without food, you allow your cells to perform the essential cleaning and repair they need. This builds a layer of cellular resilience that protects you from the metabolic stresses of our modern environment. You now have the knowledge to take control of your internal environment. To not just survive, but to truly thrive at a molecular level. Your journey to metabolic mastery starts now. A journey toward a longer, more vibrant, and more resilient life. Thank you for joining me on this masterclass. Take care of your cells and they will take care of you. Goodbye. Around the 18 to 24-hour mark of a fast, your body crosses a critical biological threshold. It activates a survival mechanism known as autophagy. This is an active, highly organized molecular overhaul. The word autophagy literally translates to self-eating. While that might sound alarming, it is actually one of the most sophisticated survival mechanisms hardwired into our human biology. Inside every cell, there is a constant accumulation of damaged components. Think of it as cellular clutter, misfolded proteins and metabolic debris that can slow down your internal machinery. When nutrients are scarce, your body shifts from growth and storage into a dedicated mode of cellular repair. This is the beginning of the cleaning process we will explore in the next chapter. Welcome back. In this second chapter, we look inside the cell at the recycling centers themselves, the lysosomes. These are the engines of the cleaning process. These specialized components identify damaged parts, breaking them down into their basic building blocks, amino acids, to be reused for creating new components. This is particularly vital for your mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells. When they become damaged, they produce more stress and less energy. Autophagy removes these dysfunctional units, a process called mitophagy, and supports the creation of newer, more efficient ones. The result is a stable, resilient cellular environment. In our next chapter, we will discuss the powerful molecular triggers behind this process, AMPK and mTOR. Welcome back to Chapter 3. To understand how autophagy starts, we must look at the body's primary molecular switches, AMPK and mTOR. These sensors monitor your nutritional status in real time. At the center is AMPK. Think of it as your cell's fuel sensor. When energy levels drop during a fast, AMPK activates, signaling the cell to stop building and start cleaning. Simultaneously, fasting suppresses mTOR, the primary pathway for growth and protein synthesis. When mTOR is quiet, the molecular overhaul of autophagy can finally take center stage. This metabolic shift changes which cells are more likely to thrive, favoring those that are biologically efficient. It is a state of survival of the fittest at a cellular level. This molecular balance is the key to deep cellular repair. In our next chapter, we will explore the profound impact of this process on brain health and neural clarity. Welcome back to Chapter 4. Perhaps the most profound impact of autophagy is in the brain. Here, the process acts as a literal neural reset button, clearing out components that can interfere with cognitive function. Autophagy is vital for clearing misfolded proteins, toxic aggregates that can lead to cognitive decline as we age. By removing these, your brain maintains its efficiency and structural integrity. This is why many people report a feeling of deep mental clarity during an extended fast. It's not just a subjective feeling, it's the result of your neurons performing essential quality control. A brain that can efficiently clear its own waste is a brain that can stay biologically younger and more resilient for decades to come. Consistency in your fasting window is the key. In our final chapter, we will bring it all together, looking at the synergy between autophagy, micronutrients, and long-term longevity. See you there. Welcome to our final chapter. This process of cellular renewal does not happen in a vacuum. It requires specific cofactors to work at peak efficiency, creating a state of metabolic harmony. Minerals like magnesium and vitamin D act as essential partners. They support the enzymes responsible for repair and immune regulation, ensuring the body's systems are operating in balance. By regularly inducing these periods of autophagy, we are supporting longevity at a fundamental level. We are effectively slowing down the biological clock of our organs and tissues. Understanding autophagy is the foundation of mastering your metabolic health. Your body has the tools for renewal. You simply need to provide the environment. Stay consistent on your journey. I'm Dr. Andrew Parker. Trust your biology, and I look forward to seeing the results of your commitment to cellular health. Welcome back to our masterclass. Today, we begin our journey into metabolic health by exploring the fundamental difference between healthy and damaged cells. Healthy cells are incredibly adaptable. They possess a remarkable ability to sense their environment and adjust their internal machinery accordingly. When fuel becomes limited, they don't just stop. They switch energy sources seamlessly, using fat and ketones to become more efficient. But damaged cells struggle. They lack the flexibility to survive without a constant supply of glucose, producing more waste in the process. So when glucose levels drop during fasting, these cells face a critical challenge. Their survival advantage begins to fade. At the same time, your immune system activates. Specialized cells begin to detect and remove these abnormal threats from your body. This shift in the cellular environment is where true metabolic repair begins. In our next chapter, we will explore the role of immune efficiency. In our previous chapter, we saw how the environment shifts. Now, let's explore the system that takes advantage of this: your immune system. Specialized cells remove abnormal cells from your body. Natural killer cells and cytotoxic T cells are your primary defense line. These cells scan your body for metabolic threats. But efficiency depends on the clarity of your internal signals. Chronic inflammation and high insulin act like static, reducing the effectiveness of these specialized cells. Fasting helps reverse this by improving signaling and lowering inflammation, creating optimal conditions for your immunity. Fasting changes the landscape, reducing the survival advantage of dysfunctional cells while supporting healthy ones. This shift is the foundation of cellular balance. Next, we'll understand why elements like magnesium are vital for this precision. To achieve true metabolic precision, we need the right biological cofactors, specifically magnesium, the master of cellular signaling. Magnesium acts as a vital cofactor in insulin signaling. It regulates the pathways that fasting aims to optimize, ensuring your cells respond correctly to fuel. It is also essential for vitamin D activation. Together, they create a synergy that supports cellular resilience during metabolic stress. In the brain, magnesium regulates NMDA receptors, preventing overexcitation and supporting the calm state needed during your journey. It also supports the HPA axis, helping manage cortisol levels. This prevents stress from counteracting the metabolic benefits of your fast. Magnesium even integrates into the bone matrix, playing a vital role in calcium regulation and overall skeletal strength. Molecular precision is key. Next, we will introduce the 3F framework to make these biological shifts actionable in your daily life. To make these shifts actionable, we use the 3F framework: food, fitness, and follow-up. We call this the three-legged stool model. Pillar 1 is nutrition. Your focus should be protein priority. Aim for 60 to 90 grams daily to maintain muscle mass and satiety. Use smaller plates and follow the 20-minute rule. This allows your brain to receive fullness signals, preventing overconsumption. Hydration is key. Drink 1.5 to 2 liters daily. Use lemon water as a natural source of vitamin C to support your cellular health. Distinguish between physiological hunger and brain-based cravings. Fasting helps you rewire these habits over time. Nutrition is the fuel for your transformation. In our final chapter, we explore activity and recovery to complete the metabolic stool. Nutrition is the fuel, but movement and rest complete the metabolic stool. Let's explore Pillar 2. Activity, or activitet. Consistent movement improves insulin sensitivity and helps the body clear out metabolic waste more efficiently. It's about movement, not just intensity. Pillar 3. Recovery, or Erholung. Sleep is when your hormone regulation happens. Without rest, your metabolic journey is incomplete. Mindset is the final layer. Understanding the why behind the metabolic shift makes the how much easier to sustain over the long term. Better cellular balance today means a stronger future. It's a journey that starts with your next metabolic choice toward a life of longevity. Consistency over intensity. Small daily wins lead to massive cellular transformations over weeks, months, and years. Protect your environment. Optimize your choices, and let your biology do the rest. Your metabolic journey has only just begun. Beyond simple fuel switching, your body has a deeper mechanism for survival and renewal. Autophagy, literally meaning self-eating. During fasting, when external resources are low, your cells turn inward. They identify damaged proteins and dysfunctional organelles that are no longer serving you. Specialized components called lysosomes act as biological recycling centers, breaking down these waste materials into their basic building blocks. From this waste, your body creates new, high-quality energy and structural components. This is the ultimate biological efficiency. By promoting autophagy through strategic fasting, you are not just clearing out the old, you are actively rejuvenating your system from the inside out. Autophagy is your body's natural defense against cellular aging. Next, we will put everything together in our guide for the 14-day reset. To achieve lasting cellular balance, we must turn biological knowledge into a consistent practice. This is your guide for the 14-day reset. The 14-day reset is designed to stabilize your energy levels. By following a structured timeline, you allow your system to adapt and thrive. Focus on gut-friendly magnesium, such as magnesium glycinate. It supports the HPA axis and insulin signaling precisely when you need it. Consistency in the 3F framework, food, fitness, and follow-up, is the anchor. Every small daily win builds cellular strength. Over time, this shift stabilizes your metabolism and reduces cravings, contributing to better long-term balance and longevity. The internal environment is everything. Protect it, optimize it, and let your biology do the rest. Your metabolic journey has officially begun. Fasting is not a cure, it's a tool. And like any tool, its effectiveness depends entirely on how it's used. Many view it as a quick fix, but today we explore the biological reality. The goal is not to starve, but to provide intentional periods without constant energy intake. This triggers a critical metabolic switch in your biological systems. it moving your body from growth mode, which is focused on building, to repair mode, where the real work of cellular preservation and longevity begins. This allows your system to activate autophagy, your internal recycling program. Your body begins to identify and recycle damaged components for energy and renewal. However, fasting is a powerful intervention. Pregnant women or those with specific medical conditions must always seek professional guidance before attempting prolonged fasting. Balance is key. In our next chapter, we will explore the three-legged stool of metabolic health: nutrition, activity, and recovery. Join me there. Welcome back. To sustain the benefits of fasting, we must support our biology through a three-legged stool model: nutrition, activity, and recovery. Without all three, the system lacks stability. First, nutrition. We emphasize protein priority to maintain lean mass. We also focus on high bioavailability minerals like magnesium glycinate to support insulin signaling and gut health. Second, activity. Steady-state movement helps sensitize your body to insulin. This makes your fasting periods even more effective at reducing systemic inflammation and building metabolic flexibility. Finally, recovery. During deep sleep, your brain's glymphatic system clears metabolic waste while your HPA axis resets, regulating cortisol for the day ahead. These pillars provide the foundation for true metabolic health. In our next chapter, we will discuss the 20-minute rule and the art of mindful satiety. See you there. Metabolic health isn't just about what you eat, but how you eat. Today, we discuss the art of mindful satiety and the critical role of timing in your digestion. During meals, we follow the 20-minute rule. This is the time your brain needs to receive hormonal satiety signals from your gut, ensuring you don't overreach your caloric needs. This practice helps you distinguish between true physiological hunger and simple brain-based cravings. When you slow down, you put your biological intelligence back in control. Hydration is equally paramount. Aim for 1.5 to 2 liters of water daily. However, avoid liquids 30 minutes before and after meals to preserve your digestive enzymes. Mastering these rhythms is the third leg of our journey. In our next chapter, we will introduce the 14-day reset plan for cellular renewal. Join me there. A 14-day reset plan can be the ultimate catalyst for your metabolic health. It's not about restriction, but about rhythm, finding the flow between intake and activation. Your body is a miracle of biological intelligence. It already has the systems for repair and defense built into its very DNA. Fasting simply activates that dormant potential. What follows is deep renewal. By providing the right conditions through a structured reset, you allow your body to restore balance at the most fundamental cellular level. Renewal isn't about attacking a problem, it's about restoration. When the conditions are right, your body's capacity for self-repair is truly remarkable and highly efficient. Mastering this rhythm is how we unlock our innate capacity for health. In our final chapter, we will discuss the long-term strategy for sustained immunity and vitality. Join me there. In our final chapter, we look toward the future. A long-term strategy for metabolic health isn't about perfection. It's about persistence in reducing chronic inflammation and empowering your immune system. By maintaining these rhythms, you empower your immune system to do what it was designed for, to protect and defend you with maximum efficiency against any challenge. Your body is already designed to protect you. It has the innate systems for repair, defense, and renewal. Fasting simply activates and restores what is already there. When you provide the right conditions, the body's capacity for restoration is truly remarkable. It's not about attacking a problem, but about providing the environment to thrive. Your body is working for you every second. Are you giving it the conditions it needs? The journey to your best health starts with that choice. I'm Dr. Andrew Parker. Thank you for joining me.